My name is Brenda Lupe, and I lived in 102 J Street on the 5th floor, apartment 5A.
Okay.
And I was sleeping at the time of the fire. I heard lots of yelling, and I woke up by that. I proceeded to go into my kitchen where there's a kitchen window, and that's where I noticed the flames. I also ran out to my neighbor's and knocked on his door because he's heavily medicated. So I proceeded on knocking on his door. The only thing I heard was his dog, so I knocked louder. I heard him call out my name, and he's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "There's a fire, come in my apartment and look." He came in my apartment, looked out the kitchen window, and he's like, "Oh my God." And I basically froze up. I didn't know what to do. And I asked him what to do, and he's like, "Get your shoes on, your coat, grab Chloe," which is my cat, "and get out of the building." So I went down the back way, down the fire escape, and I proceeded to go into one of the parking lots, and I started video recording the fire as it was burning. So it was just too dramatic for me.
Was that from, did you come out the front or the back of the building?
No, I came out the back of the building.
Where the fire escapes are?
Yeah, where the fire escapes are. And, you know, when I first moved into the building, they're like, no smoking in the hallways because it will set off the sprinklers. And people smoked in the hallways and it never set them off. So that's why I was like a little concerned, because if they were working, it would have went off, and they didn't.
Did you happen to see the gentleman that jumped from the 5 stories?
I didn't actually see him. I don't think.
What
I saw was I saw the flames. And then up above them, I saw 2 people sticking their heads out and just smoke coming out. And I did hear them say that they were going to jump.
Oh.
And that's basically when I looked away, because I don't think I'd be able to handle somebody jumping out of a...
Do you know if they survived?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
What was your first thoughts? Your first thoughts when you seen the fire? What was going through your mind?
Like I said, I really froze up. I didn't know what to do. My thought was, am I going to make it out of here alive? I was actually thinking of my 6 kids.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. So how'd you get out? What was the route that you took out of the building?
I took out the back way, down the fire escape.
Do you know whether the gentleman, I don't mean to stay on the same subject, but do you know whether the gentleman that jumped from the 5 stories, whether he jumped from the front of the building or the side where the fire escapes are?
That I don't know, and I can't really answer.
Okay.
I know from people telling me that he did jump and he broke his back, and they rushed him off to the hospital. But
because I looked around, you know, every side of the building, and I didn't see any place possible where he could land on anything soft.
Right.
You know, it looks like everything that he could land on, where he might have gotten impaled in the fence or something.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
It is.
Yeah. How did the landlord run this building, in your opinion?
I think the landlord did a wonderful job as far as, like, communicating with his tenants, but as far as the maintenance guy, he did not do his job whatsoever. I mean, when I moved into 5A, I had a list of things that needed to be done. I showed it to the landlord. He's like, okay, we'll show the maintenance guy. He'll take care of it. He never did. He was too busy hitting on the women.
So the building was in horrible shape, you'd say?
I wouldn't say horrible, but it wasn't in great condition.
And you were in 102?
I was in 5A.
Of 102, right?
Of 102.
Okay.
And it just, I personally didn't think that it was, it was livable, but not livable. They didn't keep up on it.
Wow.
Was there a lot of code violations, did you think?
I personally think there was. And I don't know, and I really hate to say this, but I think there's a cover-up.
Yeah.
What do you think they're covering up?
I think that they're covering up they were there the day before the fire. I was home. I didn't see anyone at all.
Brenda, what I like to know, I don't know if this has already been answered or not. I'm hearing a lot of controversy of whether the doors to the fire escapes in both buildings worked or did not work. Do you know the answer to that?
As far as the answer to that, I don't know. Ours, I think they all worked. You couldn't get in them, but you can get out them. And the thing is sometimes they were blocked by garbage.
So when you escaped the fiery building, you did go down the fire escape?
I did go down the fire escape.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could get to the fire escape through the door in the building?
Yeah.
Okay, but you couldn't get in?
Yeah, if you were to go up the fire escape to get into your apartment building, you couldn't do it. It was only to get out.
What was it like going down the fire escape? Was it like slippery? Was it dangerous?
It was slippery, but even before the fire, when it snowed, they never cleared it. Like they would never shovel out on the fire escapes.
I could see where it'd be a hazard anyway because of the icicles forming on it.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
What about other like danger areas of the building? Like I heard about the elevator, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the elevator. It didn't work. When I moved in, I asked him if the elevator worked, and he said that the building was too old to actually get the part. So that's why it never worked. And I would have to climb 5 flights of stairs every day.
Wow. Get exercise.
Yeah.
Did they allow pets in the building?
Yes.
They did, even like 60-pound pit bull dogs?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, as far as that, the landlord would charge a little extra in the rent.
Oh, but they didn't mind.
But they didn't mind, no.
Do you think that pit bull dog that they found a week later in the building, do you think that he may have ran out of the building and then came back after everything was put out?
He might have.
Because I don't see where that dog could have possibly survived.
No,
the smoke inhalation, water freezing, fire, flames.
Yeah, and that's really hard to believe too, because common people didn't survive. So how would an animal?
I'm likely to wonder if he instinctively came back to what he knows is home.
Right.
And got inside and found his living quarters.
Right.
I did read your name in the paper.
Yeah, I've been in there a lot.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because, you know, now it's to the point where I'm getting angry about the fire.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people mentioning it to me, and it's like, I don't want to forget it, but I do want to forget it.
Did you lose any pets or personal belongings?
I lost everything except me and my cat.
Oh, okay.
Like,
sorry.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to start over again because it's really hard and difficult.
All right. Well, this has been Brenda Lupe, kind enough to do an interview for the JP News and for David Tanner's Schenectady videos.
Thank you.
Thank you.